My name is Jocelyn Blue, and I'm the voice of Air. Having a background in live theater and Shakespeare, being a theatrically trained actor, has definitely influenced my ability to work in the game world. I feel, and I think many of my fellow actors feel, that this is akin to a film. It takes us years to do this. We have to be completely involved and attached to our characters. They're all very three-dimensional. I know for myself, my performances are never for me. My performances aren't even for my directors. They're not even for my writers and my game developers. They're really for the fans. The expectation level that the fans have is high, and I try to deliver that the best I can. It takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of energy because when we are in character, we are in character. You can't phone in video game work. You can't phone in jumping off a cliff. You can't phone in being set on fire. You can't phone these things in. It takes all your energy, all your focus, and all your adrenaline. So I think coming from a live theater background, coming from a Shakespeare background where there's a lot of dialogue, some of it you don't understand, just like in these worlds, you don't always understand who or what you're talking about, has definitely helped me certainly be more comfortable, definitely more comfortable behind the mic with this kind of work. It's the best work I do. Hardest work I do, best work I do.
Focus! We can't let it get away!
The greatest thing for me about playing the character of Air is her strength. She was one of the first female characters that I was able to play in the game world that had a sense of self. She was strong and mighty and fierce and yet had great empathy. I think the empathy came from her own struggles in her own life, her dynamic with her son. There are lots of relationships, I think, that suffered because of her strength, and yet that's what made her such a great character to play as a woman, and I'm a mother, so to be able to represent for my daughter this strong, warrior, capable woman, smart woman, was really important for me. I actually enjoy when I'm able to be emotional as Air because she is so strong so often and doesn't show fear and is always sort of in this position like we've talked about of leading. So when there are moments for her that are poignant, when there are moments for her that are emotional, I really attach to that because they're rare. To see those vulnerabilities make her an interesting character, those moments give me an ability to attach to the layers of her personality. And there are many layers. I mean, I think she's strong because she's wounded in a lot of ways. So I like things like that. I like the emotional stuff. That's good. I would like to think I have a lot in common with Air. I would love to think that because I find her fascinating and mighty and warm and fierce, but still with this great, incredible heart. So, and that's what I try to emulate to my daughter. It's what I like to emulate to my students, when I teach voiceover, that we women are now in a position to embrace our voice. This game is a great vehicle for that, for the women in this game that are depicted in our game. So, yeah, I'd like to think I'm like Air. What do you think? Do you think I'm like Air?
Stay alert. We got a Mistwalker on our tail.
So how I found out about the death and demise of my beautiful character, Air, is I walked into a session and sort of on this high about this character because she's so dear to my heart and my daughter's heart and all these women in the world of animation that have come to me at cons and gone on and on about how powerful she is and what a great representation she is and how she's strong but she's beautiful, all these wonderful things. So I come in touting all the praises that I have for this character that I adore. And I'm noticing how nobody in the room, all my writers and producers are there, and nobody in the room is really engaged with me about this. They're not looking at me and they're sort of making sure they're not making eye contact and everybody's really, really quiet. And one of them had the guts to stand up and say, so I said, what are we recording today? And sheepishly stood up and said, Air's death scene. To which I responded quite quickly, you. But it was true. That was the end of the character that day. So that was a difficult day because I had to pull it together, but I just been given this information that was sort of shocking. But anyway, I mean, I think she's an amazing character and she means the world to me. And the fact that she's still with us in some way, shape, or form is an honor. And I hope that I do her and the fans proud because she's a beautiful, strong, incredible female character, and she has a great voice. I mean, not mine, just like her inner voice. Well, and mine too. Whatever.
What?
There's a hole back to the...
Nailed it.
Look at